Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Inzektor Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile for post the Grand Creators. With the Grand Creators set, we actually got the win a card, Zek Strike, Zo-Oh I believe, or Zek Trike. New spell card for the Inzektor deck. A very, very awesome card. That definitely was some interesting support that we got. I think a lot of people were hoping for some pretty broken support. But any support definitely helps an old deck like this that came out during the Zexal era. Always been a fan, just never got the means to collect everything for it, which was made much easier with the Grand Creator set, reprinting a good majority of cards. I think Gigamantis and a couple other cards from the Order of Chaos and Galactic Overlord set were the only things overlooked. But other than that, cards like Hornet and Mosquito Dragonfly were all made much easier to pull. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the Inzektor monsters, I am running 3 Inzektor Hornet. All the Inzektors have an equip option. For once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. And while it is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 3. Also gains attack and defense equal to this card's attack and defense. And while this card is equipped to a monster, you can send this equipped card and then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So Inzektor Hornet is definitely your offense power of the Inzektor deck, just being able to pop any card on the field while it is equipped to that card. It's also not a once per turn, so if you can equip it again to another insect, you could just, destroy another card in the field. Definitely a 3 of, like the good majority of the Inzektor original trio, just like 3 Inzektor Centipede. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzektor monster from your hand to this card, or if an equip is sent to the graveyard while equipped to this card, except during the damage step, you can add 1 Inzektor card from your deck to your hand. And while this card is equipped to a monster, you can increase its level. It increases its level by 3, which is another good part, because then you use those cards to get out the bigger Xyz monsters, which are the rank 6 and 5 for the Inzektor monsters. So having the option for your Hornet to destroy something, getting the search off of Centipede as well, with the last card being Inzektor Dragonfly, running 3 of the level 3 trio. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzektor from your hand or graveyard to this card. If an equip is sent to your graveyard while equipped to this card, you can special summon 1 Inzektor monster from your deck except for Dragonfly, and while this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 3. So just giving you the option to then summon out a Centipede, let's say, while a card is equipped to Dragonfly, you can have the Hornet equip onto it, send, and then pop something, activating a Dragonfly to special summon out your Centipede, and then having Centipede be able to equip a Hornet onto it, having the additional pop for Hornet along with the additional search power thanks to Centipede altogether. The trio work very well together. That's why you want to run maximum numbers of 3. With the next card being Inzektor Ladybug. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. While equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 2. Also, it gains attack and defense equal to this card's attack and defense. And also, for this option, you can send this card equipped to the graveyard to target 1 face-up monster you control and increase its level by 1 or 2. The level 5 option comes in when you want to go for your rank 5 play into Inzektor Exostag, being a rank 5 monster. But the additional search also helps just for the attack boost, but also for the option of going into a level 4 Inzektor play for rank 4 plays. For more of the power boost options, ideally I do want to run 3 Gigamantis. Sadly, this was the one card overlooked in the Grand Creator set, so it might be a little more difficult for other people to pull as well. If you wanted to run this card in the deck and gather additional numbers, you can always put in Contact C. It's more of like a hand trap insect card for the deck, which then once you get Gigamantises, you can just replace for it. You can target 1 face-up Inzektor monster you control. You equip this card from your hand to that target. While equipped to that monster, its original attack becomes 2400, and this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster. You can target 1 Inzektor monster in your graveyard except for Gigamantis and special summon that target. Being a special summon resource, but also being able to boost the attack of a lot of low attack Inzektor monsters definitely does come in handy for those plays and setup on the field. Another of the 3 ofs that I run are 3 Inzektor Giga Weevil. I wanted to go for the pure Inzektor build, but it is very consistent for the equip options for you to run max numbers of these cards. You can target 1 face-up Inzektor monster you control and equip this card from your hand to that target. While this card is equipped, that monster's original defense becomes 2600, so it's the defensive option compared to Gigamantis, Giga Weevil. And then you can target 1 Inzektor monster in your graveyard, special summon that target when this card is sent to the graveyard. So once again, useful. It's more of just the defensive play compared to Gigamantis. And then the last of the 3 ofs, I run 3 Inzektor Hopper. The level 4 monster, being able to equip 1 Inzektor monster from your hand to this graveyard to this card. And while equipped, that monster's level is increased by 4. And if this card is equipped by a monster, you can send this equipped card to the graveyard, and the monster that was equipped can attack directly. So level 7 options, we don't get to do rank 7s as often, but it's still an option on the field with our level 3s and Inzektor Hopper. Also being able to attack directly if you have a big enough hit of damage could be the game-winning play against your opponent. With the last Inzektor monster that I run for more rank 5 options and consistency, 2 Giga Cricket. When this card's in the graveyard, you can banish 1 Inzect type monster from your graveyard to target 1 face-up Inzektor monster you control and equip this card from the graveyard to that target. The effect of Giga Cricket can only be used once per turn. And if this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's original attack becomes 2,000. In its defense position, it can inflict piercing bow damage to your opponent. A useful move there. It's mostly for the attack boost, and also that is a level 5 option if you raise the level of one of your other level 3s, thanks to Inzektor Ladybug. The last of the monsters that I run for the main deck are just 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, hand trap of choice, shutting down a good number of your opponent's plays that they do for the graveyard or adding to their hand. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. The newest spell, definitely want to run 3 of, but if you don't have Zek, Trike, Ko-Oh, you can always put in Insect Imitation. It came out in the latest set for the tribute option to special summon an insect from your deck whose level is 1 level higher, which you definitely run plenty of in the deck, being able to just go up all the different levels, setting up that other Inzektor monster in your graveyard. So if you don't have Zek Trike, you can just put that card in. This card's always treated as an Inzektor card. You send 1 other Inzektor card from your hand or face up on the field or the graveyard, activate one of these effects. You choose 1 Inzektor monster from your deck, special summon it, or equip it to 1 Inzektor monster you control, or equip 1 Inzektor equip spell from your deck to 1 Inzektor monster you control. So this is just a much more faster, consistent insect imitation, not even having to summon the monster on the field, and even having search options for our equip spells that we run. Very, very useful, because then you still have your normal summon, giving you more and more equip options for all your different Inzektor monsters. For the equip spell, we're running 3 of the Inzektor Sword, Zek Caliber. It's definitely the best one in the deck. You equip only to an Inzektor monster. It gains 800 attack and defense. If this face-up card on the field is sent to the graveyard, target 1 Inzektor monster in your graveyard and add to your hand. Just recycle consistency. That's the main option for it. If you can get a monster up to 2,400 attack, the additional 800, putting it at 3,200, means you can hit over a good majority of cards your opponent may have. It's just an added bonus option for the deck. Another one for all the equipping, I run 2 Cocoon of Ultra Evolution. If you wanted to run a 3rd copy of this card, you can take out one of the next spell options. You can even drop Zek Caliber down to 2. Being able to equip this card with Zek Trike makes it that much more quicker of a consistency for equipping on. You tribute 1 insect monster from the field equipped with an equipped card. If you do, special summon 1 insect monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. And during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target 1 insect monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and draw 1 card. Recycle power, but also an option for getting out some of the bigger Inzektor monsters on the field that much more quickly for us to go into our rank up plays. For the 1-ofs, for the rest of the spells, I just run 1 Foolish Burial. This is to set up an Inzektor monster in your graveyard for you to then equip onto one of the ones you summon out on the field. 1 Call by the Grave, just shutting down your opponent's own graveyard plays, and 1 Monster Reborn. There's no limit for the Inzektors. They don't have to be normal summoned or special summoned. They just a once per turn equip on the field while that card is on the field. So Monster Reborn giving you that resource definitely helps. And then for the traps, the only trap I run is just 3 Infinite Impermanence, another shutdown option for your opponent's cards. I definitely do like it as a play in the deck, because if you go second, you can just activate it from your hand, and then have the option next turn for all of your Inzektor monsters to equip cards onto. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I run 2 Inzektor Picofelina. Now, I've run this card in other insect decks, but running it in what it was meant to be in just gives you more and more options. If this card is Link Summon, you can discard 1 card, then target 1 other insect monster you control, equip 1 insect monster from your deck to it as a equip spell, and it gains the effect. The equip monster gains 500 attack and defense. Then target 3 insect monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and draw 1 card. It is an Avarice card option, but also useful because you can just equip a Hornet onto one of your cards and gain the additional pop power from that, or any of the other Inzektor monsters, level boosting, attack boosting, you name it, thanks to this card. I also run 1 Shinobi Insect. This one's just another link monster option, giving you the ones it points to, basically protection against your opponent. And for more of the generic ones, because you're not really, shut into specific types of summoning with this deck, I run 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Access Code Talker. If you don't have Access Code Talker, you can always run Boral Sword instead, and 1 Borreload Dragon. Like I said, generic plays just for those moves if you need to get rid of some of your opponent's resources on the field. For the other monsters, the Xyz, I run 1 Exabeetle and 1 Exastag. Options for going up against your opponent, being able to attach 1, target a monster your opponent controls, or in their graveyard, equip that target to this card. Options just like that with your Exabeetle, having attack boosts, and also just for sending other resources on the field to the graveyard. The number 11 Big Eye, this is the rank 7 play. I rarely go into it, but I like having the option available. With these special summon plays with Dragonfly, I really do like the rank 3 plays. So 1 Alucard, 1 Nightmare Shark, and 1 Leviair for getting back potentially banished resources. And then lastly, 1 Abyss Dweller. You don't go into rank 4s as much as you would, rank 7s, but I still like having the option available. And then as for the go-to plays, it really comes down to what Inzektor monsters you open up with. Having those plays for the setup with the new Zek Trike, it really does set up everything for you. You send one other Inzektor card from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard. So with that play, depending on what you send, if you can send that Hornet using this card and then choosing an Inzektor from your deck and either special summoning or equipping it means you gain the special summon, summoning out your Dragonfly onto the field, then being able to equip the Hornet. If you went second, you have the pop for the Hornet, then the additional special summon of the Inzektor monster from the deck, thanks to Dragonfly, equipping on the Hornet once again to the Centipede, having the search off the Centipede, so potentially then you haven't normal summoned yet, you can gain the additional monster to your hand to then normal summon out using the additional play for your Inzektor Hornet to then equip onto the card onto the field, and then having the option to send once more a pop 3 thanks to the 1 spell in the deck for that additional search. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. It's a pretty awesome card. I'm definitely, liking Inzektors a lot more thanks to it. So definitely look into it if you're looking for an insect deck to build. I've tried Bee Troopers. I've tried a bunch of other decks, and this one definitely does feel like a hit of nostalgia from when I first got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And ones I can definitely see me playing a lot more for just all the different combos you can do. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.